Okay, speaking of epitomizing timber sports, this should be a good one too. And again, lots of action on stage with this fantastic cleanup crew to make sure that it is pristine and safe for our athletes. Nothing in the way that could slip on or have problems with here.
And good, so these are the semi-finals that we're getting to see. Jack Jordan already making it to the big final as we await Matthew Cogar and Matthias Klima.
And here they come. Matthias Klima in the white jersey on stage right, and Matt Cogar in the red jersey on stage left.
So on paper, this should be a clear thing for Matthew Cogar with a personal best of 54.68.
You can light that paper on fire with a stick of dynamite at this point, the way that Matthias Klima has been performing. Yeah, I mean, tail of the tape absolutely belongs to Matt Cogar. He's been significantly strong all day long. He hasn't had a single heat where he has been over a minute. He's been always under a minute. Matthias Klima has his work cut out for him. But you know what? When you get to this point and you think, hey, I got fourth place locked up, worst case scenario, it's the same situation as with Brad DeLosa. There's nothing really for him to lose other than just to go for it. He could put it all out there and enjoy this heat against a guy that he knows is an absolutely solid competitor.
It's the World Trophy format. That means everything and anything is always possible. And we've seen it happen.
Yes, we have. I mean, look what happened with Dubitsky earlier. DQ because one finger wasn't over the line. So those small details are what really make a difference for these guys, right?
And that means you have to stay focused all the way.
And you also have to watch out for those false starts as well.
2, 1, go!
Good start by Klima and Cogar, both of them looking good. Klima is very good with this saw. Nice even start, heading to the underhand chop starting for both of these guys, right in sync with each other. Klima looking good, and he is going to keep up with Matt Cogar. Klima moving over to the other side, 2 strokes ahead of Cogar. Will he get through that block ahead of Cogar? Uh-oh, we got a problem with Matt Cogar there as he stopped chopping for whatever reason. Klima is continuing on, and he is going towards the single buck.
The saw is still on.
Oh, the saw is still on. That means it's going to be a DQ for him, and you called it. You called it. Unbelievable. He needed to turn off that saw, otherwise it counts as a DQ, and that means Matthias Klima is going to go to the final against Jack Jordan. Oh my God, what a crazy turn of events here for Matt Cogar.
Last year.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh my word.
What a madhouse situation, and you can see now Matt Cogar is absolutely angry with himself. He's going to finish this heat, but he knows exactly what's going to happen. Matthias Klima now can just relax, save a little bit of energy, because I think he also knows what's happened as well, and he is going to go to that stage and move on to the next round into the final, and he knows it exactly because he knew once he went back over for that single buck and saw that saw running. That is a crazy event, and there goes the flag with a bit of style in the air from Andy Hall and Matt Cogar.
Talk about surprises.
Absolutely surprising, but you called it. You absolutely called it. Anything and everything can happen here, Floaty, and we just witnessed that here. It's your fault, buddy. You jinxed him. I'm going to tell on you.
Please don't tell him. Please don't tell him.
Oh, my goodness. I really feel bad for Matt Cogar. He must be absolutely gutted because that was an uncommon mistake for him.
And you can talk to Ferry Svan about this, who had the same problem last year.
Yeah, or, you know, plenty of other athletes who wanted to put down the saw. It happened to Danny Martin. He put down the saw. It fell over on its side as well. So
we have disqualification for not turning the chainsaw off before starting the next discipline. So the winner is Matthias Klima.
Wow, Matthias Klima's first final, and who's he going up against? Jack Jordan. That is madness right there. Madness.
And Matthias has not been under a minute today.
Nope.
And he's reached the final. That's crazy. Yeah, gotta be at the right place at the right time.
Let's see what happened here. So normally you gotta to egg that switch on the way down, chain brake and everything. When you, no, we don't get to see it unfortunately, but yeah, the saw was left running. You could see it dancing around on the stage, and yeah, it was during the underhand chop that Matt stopped and he went and looked over. Wait, let's see if we see it here. No, he finished the chop here, and he knew, and he just basically strolled. He knew he didn't have to bother hurting himself or wasting energy. He's going to have a DQ. He's going to fight in the small final for position 3 or 4. And I think at this point it was Matt just getting the anger out on the blocks to finish up that heat. I mean, that is just that is a gutsy performance by Matt Cogar. It's unfair, but that's just the way it is. You know, it's a small minor mistake, and those things can happen. And he was on a collision course with Jack Jordan, and unfortunately this time it's not going to work out. But big congratulations to Maciej Klima. He's been lucky to be good, and good to be lucky all day long. So he's going to get himself into the finals. And now, worst case scenario for Maciej Klima is second place. He's going to have a silver medal. Worst case. Worst case. Maybe Maciej is using like telekinesis or something to mess with the other guys. I don't know. It's a tough call. So stage is ready. There's a lot of staff discussions going on stage right now to make sure that everything is absolutely prepared. They're doing a block change on the 2 big blocks there. So with 2 heats still to come, they need some fresh blocks up there, and that gives these guys a chance to get the stage set up. It's actually part of the rule book where between the semifinals and the finals, there needs to be a little bit of a longer break in order to give these guys a chance to get a little bit of breathing, you know, refresh themselves. You know,
so tough to compete.
Absolutely makes sense. And if we take a look at the finals here, let me just get my mouse. Come on, boy. There we go. So in our small final, we got Brad DeLosa going up against Matthew Cogar.
How about that?
Sorry,
bronze
but Matthew Cogar and Brad DeLosa in a small final. I mean, that's a world championship final in any other time of the year, right? All right, so there's the American flag in honor of that man right there, who for his headspace would want to be in the next set of heats and not this one, but he's got to battle through it nevertheless. Brad DeLosa going up against Matt Cogar in this small final. So this is for positions 3 and 4 in the competition, and we predicted earlier on that Maciej Klima would be in this one, worst case scenario, but a small faux pas by Matt Cogar has him going up against Brad DeLosa.
And this might have made him angry.
You think?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna say most definitely. The problem is now, knowing that he's going up against Brad DeLosa, that man right there, a legend in the sport, does that anger work for him, or does that hinder his performance? Now, I suspect, knowing Matt Cogar and the way that we've seen him perform in years past, that is going to light a fire under his butt and make him perform even better in this small final. So, yeah, Brad DeLosa is going to have his work cut out for him, but the legend that DeLosa is, he knows exactly what he needs to do, and he's going to be calm, cool, and collected about it as always.
What about fitness, Troy? What do you think?
Well, that's a tough call. Both of these guys are so fit. I mean, Matt Cogar, he's got the age advantage, definitely, against Brad DeLosa, but Brad DeLosa is a guy that just never seems to age. Yeah, he gets a little bit of gray hair, but he still looks good. He's still fit, you know. In fact, I think he might even be more fit in the last 2 seasons that we've seen him than we've seen him in years past. So he's taking good care of himself.
We know from the past that the further we get in the tournament, the slower the times get normally.
With a few exceptions. That's not what we're seeing with Matt.
To your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Holy moly.
Great start by both of these guys. Matt making a fat cut to try and make sure he's got thin. Uh-oh, And he really made sure that that machine was off this time, but that gave the advantage to Brad Losa as he headed over to that underhand chop. But Matt Cogar cutting hard and fast, moving over to the other side of that underhand chop, about 2 drivers behind Brad Losa, and he's actually managed to get through it faster than Losa, but now Losa's going to have to work on that single buck to catch up with Matt Cogar, and I would say these guys are both really evenly matched on the single saw. Matt Cogar looking good as he is almost at the bottom. Big bow on that misery whip. He gets through it though, and Matt moved over to the standing block chop, so I'm going to say he's taken that anger out from that earlier round on these blocks right now, as both of them move over to the second side of their standing block chop at exactly the same time. It's hit for both of these guys. Who's going to drop it first and take third place? It's going to be Matt Cogar. Matt Cogar takes third place in the competition. He will be your bronze medalist, and barring any DQ because something's running or dropped or missing on stage.
No yellow flags.
No yellow flags, and that was an amazing heat there. Congratulations to Matt Cogar. He took adversity and managed to get a medal out of it, and Brad Losa, with nothing to prove to anybody in the world of timber sports, takes 4th place in the competition today. Great heat between these two guys, both legendary athletes.
Full respect. That was great.
That was some clean run. And interestingly enough, Matt actually stopped. He was stretching back to turn off his saw to make sure when he went over to the underhand to make sure that he was safe in that heat. Great job by both of these guys. So I feel bad. I feel so bad for Matt Cogar because
he was a big contender for
he
the
was
win.
On pace to go up against Jack Jordan.
Matt Cogar.
And I would have loved to have seen that, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, literally in this case. Matt Cogar will take 3rd place in the competition today.
Well deserved.
Well deserved.